Hello, private security professionals, and welcome to the Hardened Civilian YouTube channel. Today, we are going to talk about OSINT for private security agencies. There are two main benefits of OSINT. One is that it can be a new revenue stream for your private security agency, and two, if used properly, OSINT can really aid your existing security services. So, what is OSINT? Why is it important for you? How and where can you start from? All this in this video. So, let's get right into it. So, what is OSINT? OSINT stands for Open Source Intelligence. Intelligence, as we know, is any piece of information that can be acted upon for a particular outcome that you are chasing. But what is open source? Open source means that anything that is publicly available on the internet. So there is no hacking, no phishing, no jailbreaks, nothing of that sort. It is purely legal and it is based only on what is available freely to the public in the open source of the internet. So an account on a social media platform is part of open source. A YouTube channel is part of open source. A research article published, which is visible on Google, is open source. And you get the gist. So what are the common sources of OSINT? They are social media platforms, as I just mentioned. Then there are news articles and blogs, government records and databases. So there are some websites, government websites, that will let you access certain data points related to a particular thing. For example, for private security agencies, the official website for PASARA, right? PSARA.gov.in lets you see how many actively licensed PSAs are operating in India, who they are, when was their license issued, when is it going to expire, etc. So since this database is available to the public, it becomes part of open source. Then there are public forums and deep web sources. Here I'll just quickly make a distinction between what is open web, deep web, and dark web. So open web is basically what we usually see on the internet, like Google or other websites that are known to us. That is open web. Deep web is what is beneath open web, that is not directly visible to the common users of the internet. And then dark web, as you might have heard, is something which is even further deep into the internet ecosystem, and you can't access it with your usual internet browsers such as Chrome or Edge, right? You need a special browser to access the dark web. So as far as the internet is concerned, there are some reports which say that open web is just the tip of the iceberg. Then there are, of course, satellite imagery and maps, and I will give you a reference of a few tools that you can start using, and there I'll cover where you can get these satellite imagery and maps from. So why and how OSINT is useful for private security agencies, right? Why is it important for you? Because it's a given fact that in today's world, as individuals or as organizations, as companies, all of us are now digital first. And by virtue of that, we are leaking so much data online that there is enough and more information out there to be analyzed and converted into intelligence. So the point is that in today's world, threats evolve online before they happen in the real world. Let's say there's a mob attack that is going to happen. Most likely, the coordination for that attack is going to take place on a social media platform. And if through your intelligence network you are privy to the conversations of that on that social media platform, you can get intelligence well in time and act on it. So first thing to know is that threat intelligence is a big area for OSINT to be used in, right? You can identify potential risks before they become real threats. For example, tracking protest movements, crime trends, online threats against a client, right? And we'll delve into specific use cases in the next slide. Then, of course, background checks. Let's say there is somebody who wants to apply to your firm. They will have a social media profile. They will have some digital footprint, as we call it. You can easily analyze that through OSINT and make your own decisions and judgments. Then corporate security and reputation management. There could be orchestrated campaigns to bring down a particular company. That is something that you can pick up from OSINT and act if you are providing business continuity and security management to certain corporates. OSINT really comes in handy there. Then there is incident response and crisis management. News becomes part of the open source the moment it gets published on any of these open platforms like Twitter or Google for that matter. That will really help you understand what is happening in the different parts of the world, and then you can formulate your strategy accordingly, right? So I'll explain this even more with some specific use cases that private security agencies can start with. So the first, of course, is pre-event security planning. Here, before a major event, security teams can monitor online discussions and social media. This is called chatter in intelligence terminology, for any mentions of potential disruption, protests, or threats. Right? As I said, through your intelligence network, if you are privy to such conversations, then it is critical intelligence for you, because you will get to know that this particular thing or this particular group is planning to disrupt your event. And as the security provider for that event, you can act decisively and well in time. Then the other is VIP and executive protection, right? Let's say you are protecting a celebrity and there's a lot of negative sentiment that is getting created against that celebrity. That will start being visible on such social media platforms, that again you can capture with your open source intelligence network and tools, right? Then there is employee and vendor screening. So as we have discussed in the last slide, before hiring somebody, it could be an individual employee or could be a vendor or could be a partner, you can do your own due diligence, or you can do this due diligence for the client that you are serving and help them know whether the person that they are going to associate with has proper credentials or not. So these are straightforward use cases to start implementing OSINT in. And then I'm going to give you a list of tools which are free, which are easy to learn and use. And there's enough and more information on YouTube and other open sources for you to learn about these tools. So first is Google Docs. Google Docs are basically advanced search operators that help you uncover hidden but publicly available data like exposed documents and unsecured databases. So while searching in Google, you would have seen people using double quotes or the colon operator or the and operator or the or operator. So these are examples of Google Docs. Then there is Google Earth. Now to the earlier point of satellite images and maps, Google Earth will let you see that even when you are on your phone and you are accessing Google Maps, there is an option to go into the street view for a particular location or a place or coordinates that you are looking at, right? Most of the times it is available, sometimes it is not available depending on how remote that place is. But when it is available, you can zoom into the street view and you can then scan the area around, right? That will give you a real picture of how a particular location looks like. Then there is a tool which is Multigo. Multigo has a community edition version of its software which is free to download. It is basically for link analysis. You would have seen in movies that there is, a detective who has a softboard, and there they are pinning and tying threads between those pins, basically connecting the dots for a particular case based on the intel that they have collected. So once you start getting intelligence through your open sources, you can start plotting them on a link analysis software as Multigo, and that will help you visualize how the network is interconnected, how the pictures are falling into place, and then you can analyze that, make your judgments, and act on it. Then, of course, social media platforms are a treasure trove for any OSINT analyst or researcher, because on social media platforms, not only will people leak out personal information such as name, their date of birth, maybe their place of residence, or maybe their place of work, but they will also reveal behavioral and personality traits. If a certain person is engaging with a certain type of content, you can start profiling that person like that. And that will start giving you a picture about the psyche of your target or of your person of interest. And then you can use that to anticipate where else can you find this person, who could this person be connected to further, and that will really aid your link analysis and help you get to the conclusion that you want to. So that is it. Who are we are 360 PSA, and we are here just to make your PSA simply the best. We only work with a handful of private security agencies in India, who have the hunger to win in the industry, which is why we keep talking about new business offerings, new service offerings, new technology integrations that will help a new age private security agency absolutely dominate this industry. So if you are a PSA and are interested in getting in touch, then the credentials are on your screen. Please call us or write to us and we'll take it forward from there. Thank you so much for watching this video till the end. If this made sense to you, do like it and share it. And don't forget to subscribe to the Hardened Civilian YouTube channel. We will see you in the next video.